If you're sitting there wondering why your avoidant ex seems so unbothered after the breakup, then this video or podcast is for you. I'm going to break down exactly what's going on in their mind during no contact. I'll be discussing the stages avoidants go through during no contact, why they seem so darn happy right after the breakup, and when that changes, how long it takes for an avoidant to miss you, the avoidant phantom X phenomenon, and when avoidants typically reach out, and what to say when they do. But before I do that, I want to welcome back my beautiful no contact army. I hope you've been a good little soldier and stayed in no contact. And if you too would like to join our no contact army, all you have to do is hit the subscribe button and the bell notification, and you're in. And to read our manual, go to nocontactsecrets.com, where you can read 2 free chapters before you purchase the book. Okay, so let's rip that band-aid off. First, your avoidant is going to be happy right after the breakup. Not because they never cared, but because they're relieved. Avoidants hate conflict and emotional pressure. So when you disappear after the breakup, they're celebrating. Finally, no one's asking me to talk about feelings or to reconsider. That's what they're thinking. And this is why begging or checking in backfires. The longer you linger, the longer you extend their relief phase. Think of it like resetting a timer. Every text you send, they think, oh, I'm still not free. But when you go radio silent, that timer starts ticking and ticking and ticking towards the next stage, which is dun, 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 distraction. They're going to suppress their emotions. They're going to do everything they can to not feel any negative emotions after the breakup, such as missing you, nostalgia, or anxiety. They'll try distracting themselves by focusing on other things and sometimes other people. That's why at first they come across as unbothered, and you may wonder if they ever cared. Next, they're going to be in denial and convince themselves that they've done nothing wrong and it was you. They don't want to consider the possibility that they made a mistake, because that would make them anxious. And remember, they're suppressing their emotions and are trying to avoid feeling anything, especially anxiety. Now, here's where things get interesting. Oh, and real quick, I got to be honest, about 65% of the people listening right now have not hit the subscribe button yet. So if my videos have ever helped you, or at least kept you from drunk dialing your ex, then tap that subscription button. It's free. It takes half a second. And in return, I'll keep working hard to make these videos as helpful as possible, so you've got the best shot at getting your ex back or moving on like a boss. Deal? Good. Okay, so since there's a part of them that still loves you, yes, eventually they'll begin to wonder, what the heck are you up to? And when they get to this stage depends on you. Yes, you. You actually have more power than you think. All you have to do is stay in no contact. However, if you keep breaking no contact after a week or two, they're going to be right back in that relief stage. Now, you may have heard me say that avoidants are like feral cats. So if a feral cat is at your door and it feels like it wants to take a step inside, but you come running to the door, then it's going to run away. And that's exactly what's going to happen with an avoidant. They may be thinking about contacting you or getting closer, but all of a sudden you do something and they get scared and yikes, no. So stay in no contact. Now, this is when they'll start to have conflicting emotions and will wonder if they made the right decision. They're going to be on an emotional roller coaster ride. And that's good news for you. Sometimes they'll be certain they made the right decision, and other times they're going to think it was a mistake. It's finally starting to hit them that the relationship may really be over for good. So if you were a good little soldier and you stayed in no contact, they'll also be starting to miss you and realize what you brought to their life. And a lot of people have used my app Silencio to help them stay in no contact. So be sure to check that out. And the link is below every video and podcast, as always. Next, your ex is going to feel a void. And this is when you become the phantom ex. And a phantom ex is just the ghost of a past partner, even though that ex is no longer physically around. And you can tell that someone has a phantom ex if they mention their ex a lot. They'll say things like, well, my ex used to do this, and my ex used to say this. Or if someone is still emotionally attached to their ex, then it's a phantom ex. And that's usually because they're still angry about it, nostalgic, curious, or stalking them on social media. Next, finally, they will want to reach out to you, but they're also afraid of rejection. So they may be reaching out because they genuinely want you back, or because they don't want you to move on. Yeah, I know, it's messed up. And this is when they start testing the waters. When avoidants hover with the breadcrumbing, nostalgic texts, I miss you with no follow-through, they're often just wondering if you're still an option without wanting to commit. And this is where most people get played. They break no contact, and the avoidant thinks, cool, they're still hooked, and disappears again. This is why I always strongly advise against responding to breadcrumbs. They need to put in effort and show that they regret their decision and they do want you back. And when they contact you, you need to determine whether they really are interested in getting back together, or they're just trying to keep you on the hook and trying to keep you from moving on. And that can be hard to figure out, which is why I offer one-on-one coaching to help you understand what's actually going on. And the link to get coaching is, of course, underneath every single video and podcast. Now, if you do decide to take them back, I would strongly recommend that you let them know that the prerequisite for getting back together is for them to work on their avoidant attachment style. Otherwise, it's very possible they'll pull away or break up with you again, and we do not want that, right? So now I want to hear from you. How long have you been in no contact, and how is it going? And if you are listening to this as a podcast and would like to help the show, then just download this episode. And if you found this video helpful, remember to like, subscribe, and share. And finally, remember, love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.